Hey, Captain Roger. Starting to get dark today. I'm running a little behind, but let's go for a walk. You know, we've been talking about Joseph. Joseph's walk has brought him to Pharaoh's prison. But his walk with God has led to his being used to keep that place running smoothly. One day, there were two men in prison with him, guys who were political prisoners. And they each had these strange dreams, and they brought these dreams to Joseph, who said that God explained them for him. He then told one guy he's about to have his head lifted up by the king as he is restored to his place in the palace. And then he told the other guy he's about to have his head lifted up by the king, lifted up and right off his body, in fact, by the executioner. And that his body would then be hoisted up on a pole to be eaten by birds. Beautiful and touching story, I know. This is exactly what happened to these guys. But the guy who was restored to the good graces of the Pharaoh, he kind of forgot to mention anything about Joseph or this dream to anyone who could help get Joseph out of jail. 2 whole years go by. And Joseph kept walking with God. And then the Pharaoh had some weird dreams. And the first guy, seeing that no one was able to explain them for the king, he said, "Hey, you know what? I know a guy." And he pointed out Joseph, who then came and explained the king's dreams when God told him what they meant. Now, I'm obviously leaving a lot out of this story, but you should go read it for yourself. The end result, though, is there's this pretty big project that needed doing, and the king put Joseph in charge of that project. Eventually, he put him in charge of the whole country, which is pretty good for a guy who just got out of prison. All this happened because he faithfully walked with God. Now, I'm not saying that walking with God means you're going to become the prime minister of a country. I'm not saying it's going to make you rich or famous or successful in any worldly way, really. What I am saying is that God is always faithful and true, and that he walks with us even in the darkest moments of our lives. Because he walked with God, Joseph was available for God to use. And because he was available, God used him. And because God used him, thousands of people in Egypt and the surrounding regions were spared from a great disaster that was about to fall on them. The disaster still happened, but through Joseph, God made his presence known, and he even managed to provide salvation to some folks who might never have received any otherwise. Joseph's brother and their families. It's a pretty big deal, right? I mean, this is the kind of thing that happens when you walk with God. Even the little things you do can have a ripple effect where they spread out to change the very world that you live in. So why don't you walk on with that for a bit? I'm going to finish my walk. I'll see you tomorrow. Grace and peace to you.